Hi, I'm Jolene, and this is Mike. We're Colton and Benjamin and Caden's mom and dad. I am a graphic designer. Mike is also a graphic designer and works for DMAC. I own my own design studio and have actually worked professionally with art and design and photography for over 25 years. And before that, when I was a younger person, I always enjoyed the beauty of art. So a designer needs to think very creatively on projects. Sometimes my projects include things like print work, magazines with editorials or stories. I work on lots of advertisements. I help people sell their products or get their information out to other people and make it eye-catching. I work on invitations and brochures, sometimes posters and cards, even newsletters or bulletins, even labels and folders or banners and displays, sometimes branding or logos for companies and individuals. And we work on websites too, things that you see on the computer. So I basically put together words or text and sometimes photos or logos that someone gives to me, and then I figure out how to put it all together to make it look nice. Sometimes the people I work with don't even have anything yet, no text, no photos or anything, so I have to find these things. Things that I need to consider when I work on a project is the words or text, what people want to say, colors. Do they already have a theme or color styles that they like? And paper stock, which is just what type of paper is it going to be printed on? Glossy and shiny, or thick paper, or smooth or bumpy, or even sparkly. We have all sorts of options. So we also have to work within a budget, which that means just how much the client can pay for their project. So sometimes we have to limit what we use or just get even more creative so we can make a project look really nice, but not blow the budget by using expensive materials. So what I do is I pull together all this info and design it. I lay it out and style it to match what the client is looking for. I try to match the feeling or mood. Like for an advertisement, is it something happy and funny, or is it something more classy and simple? An ad for a kid's toy store is going to look very different than an ad for a towing and mechanic shop. Sometimes we go through many different design ideas before we find the perfect one. Sometimes something that might be pretty to me might not be what someone else likes the best, because God made us all different and we have different tastes. So I usually create many different designs of the same project so we can pick the very best one. We also work a lot with photos or artwork. So sometimes people already have photos that they want to use. So I take a handful of snapshots and I put them on my computer and then manipulate them, which that's just a fancy word for changing them, and do photo retouching. I use a program called Photoshop. Sometimes we'll have pictures for businesses where, let's say, they took a photo of all of their employees, but maybe a few people were missing that day. So they'll ask us to add in those people. Or if someone left the company, they'll ask us to take them out of the picture. I'll also fix hair and teeth and eyes and skin, so someone will look very beautiful and flawless. So that is something to remember when you look at advertisements and magazines, because almost every single photo has been photoshopped or changed. In nature photography, we can see God's beautiful creation. So a lot of times I'll boost the colors in the sky or the trees, because you know how sometimes you can see an awesome sunset and you hurry to take a picture, and then when you see it just doesn't look quite the same. So I use my skills to boost those colors and make it look a little bit more like what it did in real life, or I even make it look more vibrant and colorful. So here are some examples of what we can do with photos. Sometimes I create everything from scratch. I start out with pencil and paper and sketch a drawing for a logo, and then I take it to the computer to finalize it. Here's an example of a logo I created for a lawn care company that had a raccoon for their mascot, and they wanted one in their logo. So I actually drew a bunch of little raccoons, and then they chose this little guy for their logo. So I would ask all of you to take a look around to see what you can find when you look at ads on TV, billboards, magazines, or when you're on the computer. Even labels and packages when you go to the store, all of those have been designed. And people can be kind of funny because we usually pay more for something that looks prettier or has classier packaging than something that looks plain. It's just the way humans are. So, for me, it's a really great feeling to finish a project for someone and know they're happy with how it turned out. And at the same time, I've also used my gifts to help others and also help provide for my family with income too. So God is the ultimate designer, the creator of every single thing. And He loves it when we're creative too. And I think it's a good way to praise God when we use the gifts and skills that He's given to each of us, which are different for every one of us. For me, that's helping to create beauty through design work. So I challenge all of you to find what you enjoy and see how you can be creative too.